Hello everyone. Today I'll be introducing you to a few minor changes that have been made to the CINX user interface, making the application more tablet friendly. At first glance, the changes may seem more dramatic than what you'll actually discover once you start using the new interface. Basically, the biggest change is that the main tool menu that was accessible at the top of the application in the earlier version of CINX is now found at the left vertical side of the tool. In addition, there are also a few changes to icons and color, but as you'll see in just a moment, most web pages in the new user interface remain fairly consistent to what you've been using. So let's begin. Here is the familiar user interface found on the dashboard when you first log into the application. Now, here is the dashboard of the new user interface. As I mentioned at the start, it may initially seem like there are some big differences, but in reality, they are minor. I will walk you through each tool from the previous CINX user face one by one, and for each tool I'll show you the same tool now accessed within the new user interface, found on the left vertical menu bar. We'll start with the dashboard. Now here is the dashboard found in the new user interface. You can access your standard display controls here, and you can find the same set of quick links, alerts, vendor transactions, etc. One of the improvements that have been added is allowing you, the user, to select a tool's set of sub-menu items. They are accessible as I hover over each menu item in the new interface. Organization, search, customers, vendors, projects, and of course your custom catalog. Additionally, there are other user functions found in the older interface. For example, the question mark, which provided tools for asking support questions or accessing training video tutorials and white paper articles. The question mark has been changed to an I inside a circle, which stands for more information. I was used to link to your page of account and company-specific alerts in the older version. Now, to access your alerts in the new interface, you would select the icon that looks like a flag. The link icon in the older version acts exactly the same way in the new interface by directing you to the connector utility in CINX. I will now quickly walk you through each of the tools to reiterate that each acts almost identically like its earlier predecessor. Let's start with organization. In the previous version, you had access to the icon, which would drop you down into the different menu items. In the new version, when you select organization, you can now access the two sub-menu items underneath. In the old version, in search, as you've selected search, it'll bring you to a page where you have the ability to enter keywords as well as a series of filters. In the new version, with search, you also have all of the same abilities as well as going directly to the search utility. The search utility is almost identical with your utilities pane on the right-hand side, just as it was in the previous version. In the previous user interface, your access to customers, vendors, and projects, as you'll find here in the new user interface, is the same, except that it's down the left-hand side. Your customers, you can find customers, create customers, projects, or define customer types. Your vendors, you can find them, create them, and define the different types of vendors that you would use in your procurement process. And the same is true with projects. You can create customers from here, projects, and define project types. And let's take a look at your custom catalog, for example. You're able to not only go directly to your custom catalog, but you can go to search for particular items. You can work with assemblies that you've created and define different pricing tiers. As you can see, much of the user interface here in the new version of CINX is very similar to what you have here in your previous version. The only other user interface component that I've not covered are the individual software updates specific to the software tools you were using CINX to update. In the previous version, the software update name is used to refer to the exact page to collect your update from. The process and the page you'll access your software update is exactly the same as between these two interfaces. The only difference is that you'll find your company's software update listed on the bottom of the vertical menu bar to the new user interface. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact our technical support line at 1-800-890-0820 or by emailing support@cinx.com.